Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking a closer look at this gaming mouse, which is the Attack Shark X11. You might have seen that I uploaded a short to the channel yesterday saying the review will be coming soon, so here it is. So the reason I bought this, I actually needed another mouse. My Razer Basilisk ended up dying on me, so I had to buy a new mouse. I was having a look through for a while and I seen one of these, so I thought I'd pick it up and we'd give it a review. So let's take a look at it really. I mean, obviously it's a budget gaming mouse. I've been using it now for 3 or 4 days before this review. It's got pretty solid performance. In regards to the RGB, there's nothing special. There's a bit, as you can see, down on its like charging dock here. But the only thing that actually lights up is there's a little square here. And that's it really, and that can change with DPI settings and stuff. Ultra light, weighs, I think it's 63 grams. So yeah, now we start off with just the generic sort of general design of the mouse. The X11 is it's just a basic looking mouse really. Like if I take it off its mount, like you can see by the shape on it, it's not the highest quality feeling plastic. You might be able to tell when I tap on it, you might be able to hear it. Like it's not the highest quality, but it's not terrible. The sensor on it is brilliant. I will talk more about the sensor in a minute when we get to it. The matte finish on it it's nice, but I found it a little bit slippy. Now these bits here are optional. These grips, you can buy it with the grips or without the grips. When you get it with the grips like I did, you have to put them on yourself. They're just obviously sticky and you stick them on. But these grips I found are really good. Now, the RGB is customizable. So like the little bit I said you have here and all this down here is customizable. On the back, you can't control the RGB on the mouse, but on the underneath of the charging dock, you can. See, there's a button there that says RGB switch. It's only got a couple of presets, as you can see. But they're not terrible. You can't control the RGB of the charging stand with the software. It's really awkward until you get used to it to get it to stick because it's magnetic. So yeah, you can't control the stand's light, but as you can see the light here, you can control that on the software, but who really cares? It's only tiny. As for the buttons, they feel pretty tactile. I will show you now. Like they're not terrible buttons. They're not the highest quality. Like you will get. Oh my god, this is so awkward. You will get obviously higher quality feeling clicks from like a Logitech mouse or maybe a Razer mouse or something like that. But they're not bad. The side buttons are pretty good as well. The scroll wheel, I think, is probably my favorite part of it. It has a proper, like, there's no wobble to it, and it is it's got like a tactile bump every time you scroll on it. So I think that's the nicest part of the mouse for me. Underneath it has obviously PTFE feet, so it glides really smoothly over your mouse mat. So yeah, now we'll get to the sensor now. So this sensor is a PixArt 3325, so it's not the highest PixArt sensor, that would be the 3395, but it's good enough. The DPI goes from 200 up to 22,000. And now there is a DPI button. Now this is the one thing I don't like about the mouse, because as you can see, it's here on the base. instead of here, like most gaming mice have. So it is annoying having to change it. Obviously, you can change it through the software, and you can you have 6 settings on the software, so you can control what DPI you sort of sit at, sort of thing. Now, I've tested this mouse in, I wouldn't say competitive games because I don't play things like CSGO, but I did play some Warzone on Call of Duty with it, and it's perfectly fine. I had no jitter, tracked perfectly fine, and its polling rate at 1000 hertz, it's perfectly fine. Like I said, I had no issues with it playing a game like Call of Duty. And this mouse cost me, it was £35 on Amazon. You can get it cheaper if you pick it up through like a Temu or an AliExpress because it is a Chinese mouse. But I didn't fancy waiting like 3 weeks for it to arrive, so I just paid the bit extra on Amazon, got it obviously next day with Prime. As far as the software goes, I will show you it quickly. I'm going to have to actually use the mouse to load it up because I forgot to load it up like an idiot. If I can even find it. It is... Sorry for the jump cut. One of my young children was wreaking havoc, so I had to go sort them out. So yeah, this is the Attack Shark software for the X11. On the left, obviously, you have button settings and like what you can change them to and stuff like that. Which I don't know why you would change with a left and right click, but I kind of get it for the forward and back buttons on the side. You can obviously set up, as you can see, different profiles. Up on the top right, you have sliders for DPI. As you can see, I've got mine that I'm using currently set to 8,900. But you can go all the way down to like 100, all the way up to 22,000. And then you just click which one you want like that. And then you would hit apply. I'm kind of happy around the 9,000 mark. And then down here, you've got light settings, which is, like I said, just for that little red light on the top there. I don't see the point really. And then you've got like your poll rate settings or your polling rate settings, your power management, so how long before your mouse shuts off when it's not being used, key response time, ripple control, and whether you want angle snap on or off. And then you have a thing on that side that tells you how much battery the mouse has got. So if I put it on its dock, you will see it starts. Yeah, there we go. It says it's charging. That's quite a handy feature, I suppose. At least you know then exactly how much battery the mouse has. But that's all there is to the software. The software is... Oh, can't get this all on my left hand. The software is pretty basic, but it does the job. So final sort of thoughts and pros and cons on the Attack Shark X11. So for pros, super lightweight mouse, like I said, 63 grams, weighs nothing. Really good sensor for how cheap the actual mouse is. The RGB is decent. I'd say more on the actual charging dock than on the mouse. And really good value, like price-wise, for a solid mouse. Cons, I'd say the software is a bit primitive. It does what it says on the tin, but it's not got anything special, like no special bells or whistles or anything like that. The cable, which is obviously plugged in here, isn't the most high quality feeling cable. Like, it's not braided or anything. It's not very flexible, but it does the job. And it's not the best for larger hands. Like, I don't know if I can really show it. Like, my hands on it, my hands are quite big compared to the mouse. But I am 6'5", so I have quite large hands. So if you've got like sort of normal size hands or small hands, it's probably better for you. But yeah, I'd say it's a solid mouse. Final thoughts really on it for me. It's a budget gaming mouse. Like if you're looking for something that's like affordable, but is still a pretty good mouse, then it's probably hard to beat this thing. To be honest, I suppose it's one of those mice. It's good for people that are like just sort of beginning to get into PC hardware, or if someone wants to buy a mouse for a backup to their more expensive mouse, this is a good option. And then pretty much anyone sort of on a tight budget. I will leave a link in the description to the Amazon page where I bought this. Obviously, it's an affiliate link. And then, yeah, let me know down in the comments if you have an Attack Shark X11 or an Attack Shark mouse in general. Let me know if you would use this as your daily driver mouse, or let me know if you do use one. And please, if you wouldn't mind liking, subscribing, that would be a great help out to the channel. And yeah, stay tuned for more reviews. We've got a couple more controller reviews coming in the next few days, including one with a screen on it where you can do on-the-fly adjustments without needing software on the system. So yeah, keep an eye out the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.